Alright, Susadai, welcome to week 1 at Permanent Site. Oh man, it has been a whirlwind, I feel like. But it's been great. I'm really enjoying it, finally settling in. It took a little while. The first few days were definitely pretty rough. The language thing is a challenge again. And I'm pretty sure they speak a dialect out here, and it's been kind of hard to keep up with. And some things that I would say in the old province that people understood, I'd say here, and people are like, what is he talking about? It sucks. So the first few days, I felt like I just couldn't do anything except hang out with the kids because nobody understands me, and I don't understand anybody. And that went on for about 4 days until one of my uncles came over, and he speaks just enough English that we could get on a vibe and like have a conversation, and that saved my life. And then the next day, my other uncle who lives here and who is my age doesn't speak any English but speaks slow enough Khmer and is patient enough to try and figure out what are we talking about to we could also have a conversation. And then the kids are also helpful too. So that's been the first challenge. I live in a home with a mother and father and 2 children. They're both teenagers. I think they're 8th grade. One's a boy, one's a girl. And then the brother of the mother, who is my host uncle, he's my age. So that is in the house. On the street, my mom has 8 siblings, and I think 7 of the 9 live on this one street. So there's tons of family. I haven't met or gotten to know everybody yet, but there is the one uncle who speaks pretty good English. Her mom lives here too. And then there's been random assortment of other people coming in and out that I haven't fully put together who's who. Some older siblings, some younger siblings, some brother-in-laws, some sisters-in-law. And then there's a gang of like 5 little kids, about 6th grade and younger. One of them I teach, which is kind of cool. They're all great. They like to go on walks with me. They like to have fun and play. One of the first days I was here, though, it was kind of hard because I was trying to chill. They were like, low crew, low crew! Yelling at my window trying to get me to come out and play. They all call me low crew, which is the male word for teacher. Female teacher is nyekru. But all the kids call me low crew, and I think it's wonderful. Everywhere I go in town, too, like little kids, I have no idea who this person is. They're like, oh, hi, low crew. Because they all know me. I stick out like a sore thumb in this town, so I'm getting used to that. So that's the family. I had my first day of school on Monday. I went and observed a few classes, got to know the staff, and they put together a schedule that they would like me to follow. And it's a pretty laid-back schedule, I think. I work with 9 counterparts, so originally they said maybe you'd have 3 that you met when you went to Phnom Penh to do the primary conference, and maybe 2 or 3 others, but I talked to my PM and I can work with up to 9 is fine. So I'm working with every one of the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade teachers for 1 hour and 20 minutes a week. And I'm hoping we can just all plan together. So if I'm with 4th grade, all the 4th grade teachers, we can just sit down for 1 hour and lesson plan for the week. That's the goal, at least. But it's, like I said, pretty laid back. So I'm pretty much teaching for 3 hours in the morning, Monday through Wednesday. And then the other 3 hours is, or 3-ish hours, 4.5 hours. The other 4.5 hours is, I got like 1 hour on Thursday and then 2 some odd hours on Friday in the afternoon. which is very relaxed. So Peace Corps wants you to be in the school 30 hours a week, so 6 hours a day. So when I'm not teaching, I'm there for office hours, which is pretty much anything, just kind of being there present on the campus. If kids want to come talk to me, they can. I think the first few weeks of school, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot during office hours, but, well, months. I mean, the first few months. But as the secondary project picks up, those office hours will be used to be working on that. I can also work with a tutor during the office hours, and I can lesson plan, build materials. That's kind of the idea. So I'm also very lucky because I have my own classroom, which is exciting. That's not the typical case. I think most people they're floating from class to class to class, meeting with the instructors, and then I think in the office hours, they're maybe in the office or some other quiet place on campus, maybe the library. But I get my own room, and I'm very stoked about it. It was kind of a mess. We had to work to clean it, so we spent time doing that this week. And by we working to clean it, I mean I went in there with 2 other adults in all of the 6th grade, and they just made the kids do everything, which was wild. But it was cool. Yeah, it had no desks in there, and it had a bunch of books in boxes. Well, books everywhere, and they had to pack them all into boxes. They shoved them in the corner, so there's a pile of boxes of books in the corner of my classroom, which is okay. And then they moved like 25 tables into the room. So now I have a classroom with a whiteboard. They also said that they're going to give me a computer and maybe a projector. I haven't seen that yet, but they said that's what they want to do, so that's also kind of cool because we definitely planned for not having technology and any kind of stuff like that. That was like something we went over during PST, is like, don't expect much, and they're giving me more than I expected, and I'm kind of excited about it. Yeah, so classroom observations were going pretty good. None of the teachers have taught English before, so we are all kind of figuring this out together. I mean, I've taught before, but never TEFL. So I'm still pretty new at this too. So we're all working on this together. One funny thing though is that in the 4th grade, they're learning how to write the letters first. So the 4th grade class, 1 hour they spent doing A, B, C, D, learning those 4 letters, right? Next week we'll learn the next 4 letters. But there's one class that I guess is the slow class, is what they told me. We spent 1 hour and 20 minutes writing the letter A. Oh man, it was crazy. It was very, very slow, but I think that's, I guess, what the kids need, so that's going to be a much more slower paced class. I want to figure out how we can add in more to it so that it's not just the A over and over again, but how can we make it more engaging than just having them write repetitively. That's the goal. Yeah. Yeah. But the other classes I've seen so far are doing pretty good. I'd like to incorporate more games and activities, but that'll come with the lesson planning, I think, and working with the teachers. Like I said, everyone's pretty new at this, so yeah, we're gonna all figure it out together. Yeah, so that's school. And let's see, I've had a good amount of free time this week because not always did I have classes to observe, so I would come home, and I'm learning that spending a lot of time at home by myself gets me in a little bit of a depressive state, or I get really bored and really unsure what to do with myself. So that happened for a couple days, but kind of broke that pattern by forcing myself to get out. I've been hanging out with Ben a lot more. We've been going to soccer games. He's been watching every soccer game. I've been to a few. But that's definitely a good way to get out and be part of the community. Because you meet people there. Yeah. We met one 10th grade kid who went to an international school and speaks really solid English and is very, very friendly. Yeah, so I'm excited to do more of that. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I did actually spend one morning in the school in my classroom as like office hours, and that was sweet. I'm getting a lot of people already wanting to help me learn written Khmer, which is cool because that's something I want to do, but it's a lot. They have 33 consonant sounds and 23 vowel sounds, which in English we got 26 characters, but our vowels do make a lot of different sounds. So I'm not sure exactly how many sounds we have in English, but for Khmer language, you have to memorize. Every sound has a letter to it, so you gotta memorize all the letters and what they do, and then how they all fit together. I don't want to go too much detail into that. I might do that later, but so far it's kind of cool. I can spell kakseka, which is farmer. So I'm off to a good start. Let's see, Saturday was laid back. I went to, oh my god, my first weekend in 10 weeks was so good. 2 days off was incredible. I've taken that for granted because, wow, 1 day off is just not enough to relax. I couldn't even believe last night thinking like, oh my god, I don't have to go to school tomorrow. Like, I have a second day where I don't go to school. That was amazing. That was like the best feeling I've ever had. Okay, not the best feeling I've ever had, but it got me stoked. So, yeah, Saturday, had a slow morning. I went to a coffee shop. I had some food. I talked to my family. And then in the afternoon, I met up with Ben and we watched a soccer game, and my host brother played in that soccer game, so I got to watch him play soccer. The uncle, too, who speaks good English, he plays soccer every night with his friends, so I met up with them and played soccer one night, and that was fun. I would like to learn how to get better at soccer now. I was never huge into sports, but I'm starting to get an interest in it at this point in my life. So yeah, I want to learn some soccer, and I want to play with these guys more frequently. Okay, so that's the week, which brings me to today. So today was Sunday, and all this week my family's been telling me we're gonna go Dailing at the farm, and Dailing is like walk for play. Like, it's like go have a fun time somewhere, right? Like you would Dailing at the amusement park, or like Dailing to the water park or something, right? So they're telling me like we're gonna Dailing to the farm. I'm thinking like, oh, we're gonna like explore the farm. They're gonna like show me around. You know, they're telling me like, yeah, we're gonna eat like mee cha in the morning, which is fried noodles, and like make like a whole thing of it. And I'm like, all right, this sounds sweet. So I rode my bike there. They all had motos. I'm not allowed to ride on the moto, which is, I'm starting to realize, kind of a burden. I really wish we could ride motos because we get so many more places way quicker, but I understand why Peace Corps probably doesn't want us doing it. It's kind of dangerous, I guess. But I rode my bike, and we got there, and they immediately started bagging potatoes. It's like, I wasn't going to stand there and not do anything, so I jumped in and helped bag some potatoes, and we spent 3 hours bagging potatoes and didn't quite finish yet. By the end of the day, we did bag like 50 at least bags of potatoes. It was crazy. There's so many potatoes. And I didn't know this, but they have like these potato trees. That's what they look like before they are potatoes. Or that's what they look like before they harvest. So they harvest the trees, they cut all the potatoes off, and then they put them in these bags. And I think they sell them by the bag. I think that's what my family's doing with them. I also found out they use the potatoes to make mee, which is the noodles. The fried noodles are made out of potatoes because they don't grow wheat here. That was kind of interesting. Anyways, we did that for 3 hours, and then we did relax. And I got to hang out in a hammock, and my mom cooked food at like this cool little shelter out there in the nature. Super beautiful. Everything here in this province is freaking amazing because the mountain is so pretty. Oh my god. it's so good. So we ate some lunch, and then we got to go on a little hike, me and the young people. Got a spectacular view, and then my dad did take me around and kind of showed me some of the other plants they're growing. So they got papaya, they got jackfruit, they've got sundaik sunlung. I think I said that wrong. It's a type of bean. They got bananas, and then of course they got corn, they got chickens, and they've got the potatoes. So that's all I've saw so far. They've got a lot of property. But I'm definitely curious to get more involved, you know. I didn't mind helping out on the farm. It was kind of cool experience to like be a part of the family in that way and do something with your hands, you know. School stuff is one thing, but like that kind of, I don't know, agricultural work, it's like rewarding in its own right. So I might go more often and help out at the farm when I feel like it. Yeah. So that was Sunday. I came home, finished some laundry, and then I've just been chilling for the rest of the day. So it really feels like that was a really busy week already. I'm excited and looking forward to the next week. I've got one more week of observation, and then I start teaching, which is cool. So, yeah. Looking forward to week 2. Thanks for watching. Akun.